I'd like to do is introduce Adrian. Adrian is a very special guest, and as are all the guests. Adrian is a violinist. He's performed in several countries, but he's also got quite a history. Terry Fox Hall of Fame in 2008. He was a Juno nominee for the Best Children Album, Butterfly in Time. He got the Galaxy Rising Star Award from CBC in 2005, and the youngest violinist accepted by the NYO of Canada, and you can tell us who the NYO is in a second so that everybody knows who that is. He's played with the Toronto Symphony Orchestra. Amazing things that he's done, as well as performing at the White House. You have something in common with our an up-and-comer performer, J.D. Keys, has performed in front of the Prime Minister this year, and you've performed in front of the President and the First Lady, so that's kind of cool. But I'd also want to let you know, Adrian was born without a right hand, and he is now a world-renowned violinist, and at something like 25 or 26 years old.
26.
He's 26.
Wow. You read my resume back to me and I'm just like, wow, maybe I should apply for a job or something like that. Musicians are consistently starving, so I would love to just send that resume, maybe get a clip of that, send it to like the Jag Astors down the street. Maybe I can do some gigs for them. Or maybe I'll just play with JT and we'll make a career out of it.
Yeah.
Sound good?
And all of you can link up together.
Talking
and
about
then
linking,
yeah,
I think we should play music together.
The show is over.
There you go. Thanks
So,
for the introduction.
You're welcome. Is there anything that you'd like to say before you play? We'd really like you to play for us. Is there anything that you'd like to say to us before you play?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, thank you for having me on. So I was performing at the White House, and the President and the First Lady were there. It was for breakfast. And suddenly, right before I'm about to play, I'm just about to go like this, and then I hear a cell phone ring. I was stopped, and I was like, can whoever has a cell phone please turn it off? And the phone kept on ringing and ringing, and the people were trying to find it and everything. And then I slowly realized that it was coming from my pocket. and what it ended up being was my alarm that was set for 7 o'clock at night, because a few nights before I had pulled a couple all-nighters to study, and that was when I was supposed to wake up during dinner time. So after that entire embarrassment, the President said, you know what, we all work on different schedules, but you're obviously in China right now, so it's okay. But let's see, what should I talk about? So David and I met at the Bloorview Center, Rehabilitation Center, which is up on Bayview in Eglinton. And it's a pediatric rehabilitation center where they have a lot of children who either have disabilities from birth, like myself, or ones that had traumatic experiences, like were amputated or had cancer and had to be amputated, or kids with cerebral palsy, for instance. So we did a program called Music Mondays, which tied into one of David's many and numerous projects, where we were working in a classroom with a bunch of kids from, I don't know, maybe 4 to 12, or let's just say that, and we just improvised. We made some music together. David brought in his guitar, and that was the first time we met, and we decided that we should just see what we could do in the future to collaborate, because I think that both of us have a passion for not only healthcare but music making as well, and we tend to straddle the opposite sides of the
we're both eccentric, in other words.
Yes, both eccentric. As in, like, I wouldn't...
As in, you both fit in this room right now.
Well, I shouldn't be giving cardiology lessons to anyone, and I'm sure David should be performing, because he's quite a good musician. Any case, so we decided to work on a project involving an adaptive musical instrument called the VMI, which is short for the Virtual Music Instrument. And what it does, it translates gestures into musical sound. It's very similar to those old instruments from the 70s called the theremin. If you've ever listened to the Star Trek theme, let's see, what is this? all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That was done by a theremin, and people would just move around, and that would make a sound, and it sounded like a singer. So the VMI is similar to that, except it has a webcam on the computer, and the child can see him or herself, and then they touch symbols or shapes on the screen, and they translate into musical sounds. So when we first came in contact with this instrument, it was very impressive, but the only issue was that it didn't seem to have the capabilities for aesthetic quality, where we could collaborate with, say for instance, a violinist or with another group. So hopefully between the two of us we can find a way to develop this technology so that these children, and adults too eventually, will be able to make music in this manner.
It sounds like
yeah.
something they could even adapt for the Wii or something like that.
Yeah, it's a bit of an iteration, sort of that rock band thing, but we're doing it for sort of concerto, sort of orchestral arrangement, and obviously it's not a guitar, it's virtual music. Is that a good analogy, or?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
So you didn't bring this VMI with you today?
It's big.
It's very big, is
And
it?
and we're really, I mean, it's already created. It's already a technology. We are just kind of making the sounds more aesthetic, and so we can now start having kids and adults with disabilities start performing collectively and having a beautiful band or orchestral arrangement that can start attracting aesthetically mainstream artists to the stage. So you have kids, with various
Wow.
disabilities in front of their computers, and you got other artists coming on. And so we're doing something for orchestral. Next iteration will be jazz, JT. And we're bringing the music and medical communities together. That's what this is about.
Wow, that sounds like fun. I want to play around with that toy.
Yeah, me too.
You?
Yeah, right now.
You guys
Hugh,
are invited to the first concert.
Hugh and I will play around with that. Are you going to have it at the Vigour Fest that's coming up?
No,
Are you
we're
gonna
actually
show
right
it?
now in development of this,
Okay.
with Bluerview, and they're right now working with the developers, and we will showcase this when it's ready, and hopefully within the next 6 months or so, we're hoping to do a concert in Bluerview and just showcase what we are and bring in something big.
Excellent. Can't wait. I can't wait.